Welcome back to Rusty Junk Garage. Well, came out to the garage this morning. Going to bleed the brakes on the old 55 junker truck. And I picked up this vacuum brake bleeder on Amazon. Real inexpensive one is $15 for the darn thing. I didn't have much faith in it, but let me show you this thing and tell you a little bit about the process of bleeding the brakes. Well, this is the bleeder that we used. Comes in this plastic kit here. It's got, I guess there's 8 adapters for different sizes of bleeder screws, and then I guess you could bleed 2 at a time with that one if you got a one that has double bleeders. But none of those fit the old truck. All I ended up using was the end of the hose, and it fits snug. So basically, this thing just has your hand pump with a gauge, and you can pump up about 27 inches vacuum on that, and it holds. Then a short piece of tubing into the collection thing container, and it has an O-ring. It came with 2 of them. The O-ring sits up in there. You got to make sure you put that in, otherwise it's not going to seal. And then you use the small little tube drops off inside of the lid there down to the bottom, and that's fluid comes up and goes into the reservoir, and that prevents it from going into the pump. You don't want any brake fluid to get into your pump because it would just tear up the O-rings or whatever's in there that makes it pull vacuum. But that's basically it. Super cheap, works real well. When I hooked it up and pumped it up, like I said, it went up to about 27 inches of mercury and held. I made sure that the master cylinder was full of fluid, and I used my 10 millimeter wrench that I had on there, flipped open the bleeder valve, and it immediately started drawing fluid, and you can see the air bubbles come in it. I ran a couple ounces up into it. It seemed to be solid fluid. Tightened it off, went to the other side and carried on. One thing in the instructions here that I read is it tells you to start with the wheel caliber or wheel cylinder that is closest to the master cylinder, which is absolutely backwards. But like I said, I had zero faith in this, so I tried that. I started at the driver's front, passenger front. I went to driver's rear, passenger rear. The whole process took me about 25 minutes to do. It was one pull on each cylinder, wheel cylinder, and when I got to the passenger rear, the one furthest away, it pulled fluid darn near immediately, and I only maybe pulled an ounce in there and locked it off. And I thought, well, let's see, and went, and I had good solid brake pedal, cleaned things up, put it away, and worked real good. These are about $15 or $15.49 on Amazon. I think there was a 5% coupon for Prime members, so relatively inexpensive. If it lasts a couple uses, I didn't know it was going to make one use, but sure made the job easy. I've never really cared for bleeding brakes. It's usually a two-man process if you got someone in the car, truck working the pedal, and someone else, and then trying to catch the fluid. But literally, this didn't spill a drop. So couldn't have been easier. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to get one of these things. I'm not promoting it or anything like that. This is just what I used. I wanted to try it. Also, the vacuum pump can be used for, testing EGR, mass airflow, or whatever you want to test that you need to pull some inches of vacuum to test. So, like I said, if it lasts a couple of years or a couple of uses, it's good. For the price, it was better than squirting brake fluid around like the old style way of doing it. And I didn't need any help doing it. So I'm pleased. So that's what we did. Let me show you the brake pedal in here. After the bleeding process, we got nice firm pedal. So that was one time through, one pull on each wheel cylinder, and that's better than they were before. So got to be happy with that. Well, thanks for joining us, Rusted Junk Garage, today. Brakes all bled, shims in, everything tight. Alignment is pretty darn good. Steering box adjusted on that. Hey, about the only thing left to do is lower this baby down on the ground and swing open that door and take it out for a test drive. We're getting some rain showers here right now. I don't know if that's going to happen today. We'll see a little bit later, but pretty easy brake bleeding job. In fact, the easiest one I've ever done. So that's why I wanted to share it with you. So as always, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe if you want to. We'll catch y'all on the next one.